Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another episode. I know in Monday's episode I said I was going to do an endless PDF episode, but plans changed and we'll do a reaction episode. So without further ado, let's get into it. Boom. Ha ha! You like my little transitions? I hope you do anyway. Otherwise, I'm going to be very annoyed. But let's go. You guys get a front row cam to these. Let's go.
When I was younger, about 4 or 5, I visited my grandfather in Serbia. He wasn't the brightest man, nor was he a bad man. I've heard stories.
Can I just add, this is one ugly, very ugly guy, guys. Like, that is one super ugly brother, might add. And I'm not saying I'm the most beautiful looking guy, but he's ugly. He's ugly, like, he's really ugly. Whatever. Let's continue.
Stories from my relatives that he smoked cigarettes as much as you'd breathe in a day.
Jesus.
He drank rakia, a Serbian alcohol, as if it were water. And he hid secrets worth killing for. As I mentioned earlier, I paid him a visit when I was little.
My face
It was my last visit to him because he passed away a year later.
Uh-oh.
I remember he told me stories of what he'd done in his early years. He served as a hunter and taxidermist in his 20s, back in Bosnia before he'd moved to Serbia, where he served as a cop for 10 years. Then the bombing of Serbia broke out, which resulted in him serving as a soldier there. It was my last day staying there before I had to leave, and he requested that we go on a walk while my mother stayed at home assisting my grandmother with preparing dinner.
He's finna kill
I
him.
was a little rebellious at that age,
Oh.
and I kept on wandering off or bumping into his cane, things like that. I could tell he couldn't take it anymore when I saw the eerie expression on his face as he told me a gruesome story. When I was a hunter, I took one of my nieces on a walk in the woods to shoot down an animal of her choosing. He intended to taxidermy it for her upcoming birthday.
And it's gone down again.
So she decided to explore the deepest part of the woods in search of a wolf. I tried warning her, but she ignored me. I decided to wait for...
This is starting to sound a lot like Little Red Riding Hood, don't you guys think? My niece, she went off into the woods and she wanted to go look for a wolf. Really big sounding like Little Red Riding Hood, but we move.
For her. She hadn't returned, and it had already started to turn dark. I screamed out her name, but didn't hear a response. So I searched and searched and searched till I came upon a stench behind some rocks. I trudged toward it only to discover something horrible. She had long been dead, with maggots feasting upon her flesh. 2 vicious...
What the hell? What? That's just got me questioning everything to do with this. Whatever. Let's we move. Let's continue.
Vicious eyes peered out from a near bush. A wolf unveiled itself with a huge chunk of carrion in its mouth. Soon enough, I realized it wasn't carrion. It couldn't be. It was too huge to be a rabbit or a fawn. I ran and ran until I was out of breath.
He had your niece, I believe it was nephew or niece in his. So let me just use, what's this? Oh, so you're telling me he had her like this? That hurt, man. My lockets, whatever. Right, that was very, very questionable there, but you know, I'm not even.
We had come to the end of our walk, and without a word, he walked inside his house. It's been many years since I brought up anything about him, but the one day I did, I will never forget. I was clearing out my garage with my father. He was my grandfather's son, and spotted a taxidermied owl that belonged to my grandfather. Hey, I remember this.
Nah, he's not your grandfather's son. Nah, doesn't Does that make sense now? He's your wife's son, yeah? God damn, what the hell? I like how in between this I'm just constantly sitting here moving my camera. It's very weird, but whatever.
This was Grandpa's taxidermy gift to us. I remember when he told me the story of how he brought his niece with him on a walk and she got eaten by a wolf. I thought nothing of it. I brushed the story off as a fable he'd used to scare me into behaving. My father looked pale. He explained that his cousin, the niece in the story, had never gone on a walk with my grandfather, but rather went missing when my grandfather visited her. It all added up to he was never looking for a specimen to taxidermy for her. He was looking for a way to get rid of her.
God damn! Dookie like that? Right, I'm gonna go get the next video. Alright, we're back. We're gonna be reacting to a luxury life video. We reacted to this channel before, very long time back in the day. But yeah, let's get into it.
2 months ago, my little brother Timmy passed away. My dad's been acting really weird.
I wasn't really dead.
No!
What the hell was that thing?
No!
This guy needs
No! Hell no!
to learn to accept
What
that his
the
son
hell?
is dead.
What the hell? No! And hell to the goddamn no! What the hell? Oh my god. No. I turned that. Oh, it's just I turned it. Let me turn the light back off. Oh my god. There is no. What the flip? I'm not even trying to continue with this, but on the hell. What? I had to strip something time to pick up. Right, I'm back. What the absolute flip? That is absolutely crazy. Right, let's go back.
What the hell was that thing?
2 months ago, my little brother Timmy passed away. My dad's been acting really weird.
I wasn't really dead. I was just pretending.
What the hell was that thing?
That is so sick.
This guy needs to learn to accept that his son is dead.
No. Jester. What the flip? What the hell was wrong with? Oh, it's gonna be one of those terrifying things. Oh, enjoy this, lads. Enjoy. I hope you guys actually. This is gonna be so terrifying, Samuel. I hope you guys honestly do enjoy this, because there's not gonna be another one of these for a little while. I'm not having it. Right, let's go again.
What's going on?
Sorry, I don't think I saw that right.
Jester!
Okay, well.
What's going on?
Let's continue. Let's continue.
Hello, Lux Army.
Yeah,
Let's
this is
smash
back.
100,000 likes for more new episodes. So for this episode, we received an email from a girl named Millie, whose little brother recently passed away. Ever since her little brother's death, Millie has noticed strange changes in her father's behavior and appearance. She thinks that her dad has not been able to accept her little brother's death, and the things that he's been doing are sick and go beyond grieving. She sent us this video for proof.
Hello. Hi, big sis. Are you afraid of me?
Yes, definitely.
Now Millie wants us to come make sure that her dad's okay, so
Slow it down a minute. Oh, camera lag out. We gonna be good, camera? I'm gonna have a little camera lag up, but it's fine. What does their dad look like? Sorry. The first flash is sick, right? But what does their dad look like? Sorry. Hold on, I'm trying to time it perfectly. So.
Afraid of me?
For the dad to be sad. Yeah. Cool. Let me just fix my camera back up into the top corner. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. Right there. I should really record this with Bandicam because my mouse stands out when I record it with Bandicam. But that thing right there. That is one ugly guy. And I'm an ugly guy myself, but he's
Emily
ugly.
wants us to come make sure that her dad's okay. So tonight we're going to drive to her house and see what's going on. Let's go.
No. Are you stupid? It's not even...
Okay, so we're on the road right now, heading to Millie's house. How are you feeling about this?
Bro, I don't even know why we're going here. Her brother's death is a family issue.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
and
That's
she
my
says her
man.
dad's been making weird noises at night.
So what? Her dad not being able to cope emotionally is none of our business. We got plenty of other emails.
Bro, you gotta stop viewing things so negatively. Just try to be excited that we're going here. From our text, she seems like a really nice girl.
What? Why do you sound like you just want to meet her?
Seriously? Stop. I actually care about if these people are alright.
Whatever.
Sorry about that. I just took a second.
Your destination is on the right.
Okay, this looks like this is it.
Is it? Okay, I'll pull over.
Dude, there's something off about this place.
Whatever, let's just go inside.
Okay.
You think? No, deep it. Oh, just move that. Sorry, I'm trying to move my camera. You think there's something wrong with it, yeah? Are you 100% sure? Car, that is in the middle of the woods, my friend. In the middle of the woods. If that is not weird enough, I don't know what literally can be weirder. I'm trying to fix my camera. Well, this is what, right, make it a bit bigger. It's fine. I'll shape it up now. Well,
Okay, let's go knock.
Okay.
so look like for you guys there. Just in the last one.
Hi, are you...
We are not going to be able to watch this video, sorry. Just give me a minute because it's just hella laggy, sorry. So I'm going to just go back to what we were already watching. Give me a minute to get that guy back up. Right, we're going to be back. This one is going to be called True Bus Horror Story Animated. So, assume it's going to have something to do with the bus. While you guys do this, I'm going to mute my mic and close my windows because my neighbours have decided to do something very stupid. So.
There's this girl who was studying in a very popular university here in our country, UP Diliman, University of the Philippines. This university is very huge and has a lot of campuses. You need to ride a jeepney, a popular public transport here in our country, for you to be able to get to where you're heading on time. There are different jeepneys to every route. One night, she was heading to her dorm after a late-night study. She, of course, rode a jeepney. This was almost midnight, and there weren't a lot of people going to her route, so she was all alone in the jeep. She got on the jeepney, then it started to move. Everything was going fine until a few minutes later, she noticed the driver staring at her so intensely. He was staring at her in the mirror, then tried to look at her directly a couple of times. She became uncomfortable and just tried not to make eye contact.
So is it just me or does he look high? I think it's just me. He looks high out of his mind. But, yeah, it could just be me, of course. But whatever, let's go.
After a minute, she looked at the driver again just to see if he was still trying to check her out, and to her shock, he was still excessively looking at her for no reason. He would try to alternate looking at the road and at her since he was driving, but the way he was looking was so terrifying. It almost looked like he was trying to keep an eye on her. She
So telling me Dooku's doing this. Look at my eyes carefully. Yeah, but I just realised I got this again. Alright, whatever. If you're wondering why I had to do it again, it's because I didn't have the camera's transition, so basically that was whatever.
She then slid far from the driver's seat and tried to just look outside, even though it was so dark. She was almost at her destination when she noticed that the driver wasn't actually driving to where her dorm was at this point. She was so scared, but tried not to make it obvious and told the driver, "Mister, this isn't where my dorm is." At this moment, the driver wasn't looking at her anymore and was just focused on the road. She noticed his facial expression.
He's finna kill her. He's finna kill her. He's finna kill her. Ooh, that was a nice little. And the camera first. Lovely. The camera is first. I'm gonna deactivate the camera for now.
He actually looked like he wasn't hearing her and seemed very scared.
Right, sorry about that.
At this point, the driver was also driving faster than he should. She was so scared, so she tried to tell him again, "Mister, this isn't the right direction. This isn't where my dorm is." But still, the driver wasn't paying attention.
Sorry, hold on. I think he is high out of his mind. He's. Bro, he is just doing something extra. I put my chair up, by the way, guys. First of all, I look high for those of you that are just curious.
Attention to her, and it seemed like he couldn't even hear her. She almost gave up and just accepted her fate that something bad might happen to her. She planned to shout for help or just jump out of the vehicle if the driver stopped and tried to get to her. After almost 5 minutes of just driving, the driver then decided to go to her original destination.
Good choice.
When she saw her dorm building from afar, her heart started to race. She almost considered just jumping out of the vehicle, but then the driver actually stopped in front of her building, and she got out as quickly as she could. She had just started running and was about to run to the door when the driver stopped her and said something. "Wait, miss. When you get to your room, replace the clothes that you have on now. Set them on fire or throw them away. I saw in the mirror earlier that you have no head. It must be a bad spirit trying to get you. So I tried to just drive around in circles to divert it and prayed. I didn't drive to the right direction until I saw that you got your head back. Be extra careful next time." She was so shocked when she heard this and didn't want to believe it. It turned out the driver couldn't hear her because she had no head. She got to her room, woke up her roommate, and told her everything. She then proceeded to take the driver's advice and throw away her clothes. She was so thankful for the driver for what he did, but it was indeed one of the scariest things she experienced.
What the hell, man? I've just run out of things to say. She had no head, yeah. Right, let's go to the next episode. Instead of stopping it, unless there's an ad when it comes to this next episode, I will pause it. If not, alright, there's gonna be an ad. Sorry, Wiz. Alright, back. Apologies, I forgot to transition the camera. So I have studio mode open on OBS. That's why.
My name is Starla. I'm 17 and I come from a very big town and live in a huge neighborhood with lots of neighbors.
Nice.
I've lived in this neighborhood since I was a little girl. I'm going to tell you a story about the old lady next door. Now, you've heard me mention before that I've lived in this neighborhood since I was a child. This is how it all started. I was 6 years old when we first arrived at our new house. I was super excited about moving since I was a very quiet kid and had little friends. I wanted to start over and boost my self-esteem a little.
Okay.
Once we got to our new home, we were welcomed by an old lady and her husband. They gave my mother and my younger siblings welcome baskets and sweets. My mother had a little chat with the old lady and her husband as my siblings and I walked into the house to take a look inside and choose our own room.
Bro, this is what Mom's like. Hi, I'm Sharon. I want blah 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 blah. Hold on. So if my voice mod isn't working, I'm gonna sound very stupid here, and I'm hoping it's working. So let's try. Hi, I'm Sharon, and I want some tea, and I might ask for some sugar, and be very annoying during the day. I'm hoping the voice mod worked there. I'm gonna be very stupid. Also, you might have noticed that I have no longer got face cam. I'm gonna try and do it, but no promises. So let's try. I'll just go with the
rooms. 45 minutes went by, so I went to go check up on my mother, and as I walked through the door, she was waving them goodbye and smiling. I waved goodbye too, and as I looked at the old lady, she had this creepy smile on her face, almost as if she was forcing it, but trying a little too hard.
She is hella creepy.
That night, my mother set up our rooms. I noticed that I had a window, and through the window, I could see another window that lets me see into the old lady's house. I went to sleep shortly after my mother kissed me goodnight. I was confused because of how tired I was. I shouldn't have woken up in the middle of the night. I rubbed my eyes, and for some reason, I turned my head to look out the window, and what I seen scared the crap out of me.
No! Hey man, these are two. I'm not having it. Not having it. It's the second time I've thrown my headphones today. The fact that they're still working. Was it the third or the fourth? Because I've known I've thrown my headphones before. What the hell, man? What the hell, man?
Old lady was staring at me through her window into my room with a wide, scary smile. As soon as she noticed that I seen her, she started screaming loudly and banging her head on the glass window. I was terrified. I ran to my mother's room and told her what I had seen. My mother went to go check it out, and all she had seen was the cracked glass window with blood smeared on it. The old lady was gone. The next morning, my mother went to talk to the old lady's husband, and he mentioned that his wife is schizophrenic, and she also has some other type of mental disorder. He apologized to me and my mother, and till this day, this old lady still watches me through my window, and she even stands under it at night. Sometimes I wonder if she's been inside the house before we moved in, and before she started watching me through the window and standing under it. And if I haven't noticed, would she have found a way into the house? And would she watch me in my own room?
Right, you know what? I've thrown my headphones enough times today. We're gonna watch this last one here and then we're gonna wrap it because I've thrown my headphones too many times today.
Okay, Paramount Plus. I want to stream something new.
Prime time, baby.
Matriarchy awakens.
Show me what you can do. A brand new streaming service with a 7-day free trial.
Yep, I love this job.
I think we got their attention.
Will you shut up already?
I'm with you, buddy.
Paramount Plus, a mountain of entertainment.
So move me, baby, like you've nothing left to prove.
It's just been capturing that the whole time. It's just literally, I forgot to press pause, so. See if I can get my face cam back before the episode's over.
This happened to my husband, Jack, a year ago. We had a very happy marriage. He was a nice and sweet husband to me, like a cotton candy, and at the same time, a strong man capable of defeating a lion. However, I don't remember when it began, but he was getting wasting away. Every morning, he woke up screaming and asked me if this was a dream, almost every 10 minutes. And before he fell asleep every night, he shouted like,
"Oh God, please Jesus, protect me!"
even though he had no religion. One day, when I asked him what's wrong with him, he whispered in my ear after looking around with a frightened face.
For the last few days, the same man's been chasing me in my dreams.
His voice was trembling. I told him, "Hey, Mr. Tough Guy, it's just a dream. What's so scary about it?" Suddenly, his eyes got hugely dilated and he got out of breath. And he said,
You know the guy next door, Jacob? He died the other day in his sleep of a heart attack, right?
Yeah.
Well, the night before his death, I was being chased by that man in the dream. And I fled to Jacob's house, and that man, I saw him entering Jacob's room.
"Honey, what do you mean?" I asked. Then Jack said,
Jacob was killed by that man.
That's a bit mad. You killed your best friend, essentially. If that, I don't honestly believe that happened, but it might just be a natural cause thing. Let me put my chair down, it's not captured. But if that actually happened, mad, you killed your best friend, bro. You killed your neighbor, though. That's actually crazy. Your dream made your neighbor die. That's crazy. Let's go.
He started sobbing like a 10-year-old kid. A few days later, while waking up screaming again early in the morning, he fell out of bed. Then he suddenly rushed out of the room. I shouted, running after him, "Honey, you are at home. You are safe." And Jack shouted back,
No! This is a dream! You are not my wife, you devil! I'm jumping out of this apartment and going back to the real world!
And he ran to the window and put his foot on the windowsill. I ran to him at full speed and slapped him so
hold on. Obviously, suicide isn't a laughing matter, but I did it because he's in a dream. I'm gonna die. He died because of a dream. Oh, that's too funny, man. That's too funny.
hard in the face. Then he finally said with a shocked look,
"Oh, yes, you are real."
I asked what's really happening to him, and he said the man, this time, chased him to our house. According to Jack, the man in his dream was about 12 feet tall and his head took up almost half of the height. He had 3 pupils each and violet skin. When he opened his mouth, Jack saw hundreds of disgusting black teeth. He was in a black suit and his legs looked like goats. When Jack shouted to him,
"You're just
a nightmare!"
the man said,
"I am death,"
laughing shrilly. However, Jack said he was laughing with a crying face, which made him look creepier. While he was laughing, those hundreds of teeth made some ear-splitting sound, like hundreds of metal pieces scratching each other. And Jack's eardrums were so painful, as if those were about to be torn. Extremely frightened, Jack started running away as fast as his legs could carry him. The man also started running after Jack, shouting like,
"Oh, death!
Oh, the camera's
Death is beautiful! Beautiful death!"
The camera for the rest of this.
It made Jack extremely paralyzed by fear. Jack's legs were wobbling and turning to jelly. He kept falling down on the ground, but tried to run and run as if his life completely depended on it.
Burning a shift, though.
Finally, the man came up to him right under his nose and opened his mouth, shouting,
"Death is beautiful!"
At
I break, but
moment, Jack bit his own tongue and, luckily, woke up from the dream.
Good work, good work.
When he was awakened, he was
Compose it.
terribly bleeding from the tongue and taken to the hospital right away. But even the doctor couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. After long hesitation, we this time visited a shaman. However, as soon as the shaman
Wouldn't you go to a neuron surgeon for that?
saw Jack, she shouted with a deathly pale face, "You met him!" I cried on my knees and desperately begged for help. Clicking her tongue, she closed her eyes. After thinking deeply for a while, she opened her lips to speak. "Listen, this is what you must do from tonight. First, sleep in somewhere else you've never been. You must not tell anybody where you are, even your family or friends.
Okay.
Second, before going to bed, put on clown makeup. He must not recognize your face. Third, if he chases you in your dream, just run away. That's the only way you can survive. Do not go into any other person's place, otherwise innocent one will be killed because of you.
Yeah, so I'll say
Run until you reach the river or sea. He cannot swim. Don't even think of going up to a high place. He is faster on the stairs." After saying like this, she kicked us out. That night, Jack went to a nearby motel and slept with clown makeup on. Surprisingly, the man didn't appear in the dream on that night. The next day, Jack was deeply relieved and trying to sleep in the motel again. However, that night, Jack had a dream again of the man. He opened the door and entered the room, but he didn't recognize Jack in clown makeup. Tilting his head, he just kept staring at Jack. Jack slowly got out of there and kept walking away to escape. And the man also followed him for hours, still confused. Then, all of a sudden, he shouted,
There you are!
And started running after him at full speed. My husband had to run away again all night long. That way, there was no way to stop the nightmare. Next morning, Jack became unable to walk on his own and was taken to hospital again. The doctor said,
"Geez, how long did you run? All your leg joints and muscles are broken. You're gonna have to use a wheelchair for quite a while."
The next night, Jack had to run on a wheelchair for his life in the dream, and when he woke up in the next morning, he became unable to move his arms at all because the arm muscles were entirely broken. Now, there was no option for him but to be hospitalized. Since that day, Jack desperately had struggled to stay awake. Although the doctor kept asking to sleep and rest for recovery, he just drank a lot of coffee to keep himself awake. He had stayed up all through the night every day. On the third day without sleep, his health looked far worse. He even started kicking up a rumpus in the hospital, freaking out with fear and anxiety.
Go to bed, man.
My poor Jack begged the doctor to stop dreaming, on his knees. The doctor injected a tranquilizer, saying,
"This should put you in a deep sleep, without dreaming."
Jack grabbed the doctor by the collar and screamed,
If I sleep, I'm going to die!
drifting off to sleep. Looking at him asleep, the doctor said,
"Ma'am, your husband is severely mentally deranged. He will receive treatment in the psych ward tomorrow."
Damn.
Then he left the room.
Okay.
And the next day, just an unbelievable thing happened. In the morning, Jack was found on the floor right next to his bed. He was dead, and his body was already ice cold. He was curled up as if he was attacked hard by something. And what I found on his body was hundreds of red spots, and all of the joints of his arms and legs terribly broken. His tongue was also cut off. The doctor got embarrassed because he could not find a single clue, because Jack was healthy and didn't have any illness, as even I had no idea what killed him. One thing I could think of was that dream. Until now, there are so many questions in my mind that I could never solve. Who was that man, and why? For what reason he showed up in Jack's dream? Everything still remains mysterious. If you see this man in your dream, run. Just run away. And never, ever get caught.
Right, let me make this abundantly clear. I'm hoping these are fake stories. I'm not sure if these are fake stories. I'm scared for the fact that they're not fake stories, because I'm worried that if they're not fake stories, I'm gonna die if I see him. Oh, let me just minimize all of that so all you can see is my home screen. But this is literally. Oh, forgot to transition. Oh, this is just gonna show you that, so I'm just gonna. Should just close the show. Should show you. You should get a blank screen, yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's terrifying episode. If this doesn't get taken down by YouTube, you guys should see this on Tuesday. Have a good day.